Hello, today we're going to talk about Chapter 2, Lesson 1. This is solving equations with rational coefficients. So when we talked about the word rational the other day in class, we were talking about fractions or decimals. All right, so today we're going to talk about equations where we're going to have to either multiply or divide by decimals or fractions. So let's take a look at our lesson. So remember that this right here, so when we're talking about a term like 3x, the blue 3, the number is called the coefficient, and the red, the x, any letter is called the variable. All right. Now we're going to kind of skip over this today, and as you get more comfortable, we're going to show you the shortcut. But at this point, we're going to try something a little different, and we're going to show you actually how the math works and why this multiplying by the inverse it works to solve an equation like 3/4c = 18. But for now, we're going to show you kind of the old-fashioned way. All right, so let's get started. Now, here's example 1. We have 2/3 x = 12. Okay, and we're going to rewrite the equation as 2 over x divided by 3. So I'm just going to put the x in the numerator. So anytime the x is next to a fraction, it's actually in the numerator because this is x over 1. So it's 2 times x and 3 times 1. So we can write it just like this. And now that we see it like this, this is something we're a little more used to dealing with. Okay, but what's happening to the x? So this kind of goes back to what we did yesterday, right? It's being multiplied by 2 and divided by 3, right? And we're going to work backwards to solve. So instead of multiplying by 2 and dividing by 3, we're going to multiply by 3 and then divide by 2. All right, and we're going to show you what that looks like in just a second. So here we go. Again, what's happened to the x? It's being multiplied by 2 and then divided by 3. So we're going to work in the opposite order with the opposite signs. All right, so I'm going to multiply both sides by 3. Just like the other day in the around the room review where we didn't have a 2 here, it was just x over 3 multiplied by 3. This is the same exact thing. All right, those 3's cancel out, and we're left with 2x = 36. Now this is something you're very comfortable solving. We're going to divide both sides by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1, so that cancels out, and we're left with 18. Okay, so this is how we're going to work at example 1. I'd like you to try these 4 got it's. All right, so pause this video and give these a shot, and then when you come back, I'll give you the answers. All right, so this first one, we would write x over 5 or 1x over 5. We'd multiply both sides by 5 and we get 60. In B, we would have negative 2d divided by 9 = 4. So we'd multiply by 9 and then divide by 2, so we get negative 18. So 9 times 4 is 36, divided by 2 is 18, and we have a negative here, so that's going to change the sign of our 4. Here, we're going to move the n into the numerator, 5n divided by 3. We're going to multiply by 3 and then divide by 5, and we get x = 9. And then the same thing here. We're going to multiply, move the p up, multiply by 7, divide by 6, and we get 28. All right, let's take a look at another example. So we have solving equations with decimal coefficients. Okay, this really is not any different than what we've done in the past. We have a problem, 10.8 = 0.8n. What's happening to the n? It's being multiplied by 0.8. So let's work backward, and that means we're going to divide by 0.8. And we're going to show that work like this. These guys, 0.8 divided by 0.8 is 1, so we're left with n over here, and 10.8 divided by 0.8 is 13.5. So give these guys a shot. And again here, we're going to divide both sides by 0.7, and that's going to give us 7. We're going to divide both sides of this equation by negative 1.4, and we're going to get negative 1.5 for an answer. And then same thing here, divide by negative 5.6, both sides by 5.6, and we'll get 2.3. All right, let's take a look at your homework assignment. So this is what we want you to do. Take a look, finish these problems in your book. Be sure to show all your work. So I know some of you can probably do some of these in your head, maybe not all of these, but some. We really want you to show your work. It'll pay off in the long run. Okay, being able to write down what you're seeing is very important here, so you don't get lost when things get a little more difficult. All right, so I hope this helps, and I'll see you guys next time.